DreAllDay.com.
We're going to work on 3 different types of squat movements here, 3 different positions for a squat movement here. Working on the range of motion of the hips and of course getting some lower body strengthening in at the same time. But the main focus in this set of drills here is going to be the hips, getting the range of motion in the hips, which involves bending, getting as low as possible, trying to get to that 90-degree angle, thighs parallel to the ground, which I can't speak for anyone else, but when you're tall, you usually find this is harder to do. And of course, the more strength training exercises you do, if you're not a person who does a lot of squats like me, I don't do a lot of squats, you may find it hard to get into this position. So it's definitely a challenge for me, but that's why we train. That's the purpose of training. So here I'm going to start with my feet right next to each other doing these movements. So I'm doing a normal squat, then I'm going to do some squat pulses where I stay low, then I'm just going to make really small 2 to 3 inch movements. Then we're going to get the feet a little bit wider, then the feet to a very wide position, almost like a sumo type position. Maria's going to talk a little bit in a moment, give you her insight on what we're doing.
What we're trying to do here is work on Dre's range of motion to get him down to a 90-degree angle with his knees, so that his thighs are parallel to the floor. All the weight is pressed into the heel, and he's reaching his arms in opposition to balance out the movement. Now we're going to change the angle into toes out. This helps to work every angle of your knee to get the strength.
So here you see I get my feet a little bit wider, my toes pointed outward. So now my feet are about hip width, at least where my heels are, and I'm trying to get low to that 90-degree angle. So you see where Maria has her knee bent, I'm trying to touch my butt down to where her knee is, and that's a 90-degree position for me. So that's very low that I have to get, and this is working on, as she said, the range of motion of the hips. You got to get that range, got to have some range of motion even to get down there. It's definitely a challenge. It can be painful in the muscle, maybe even in the knee if you let it come past the toes. And here you see the pulses that I'm doing. So I'm getting low and going only about 2 inches up, then going right back down. And here I'm going to have my feet at the widest position, as you can see Maria's demonstration there. So I'm getting my feet about twice the width of my hips, and I'm going to do that same squatting motion. So I'm going to get down low, get a full squat, then we're going to do some squat pulses in this position. So any questions you have, you can leave those for me in the comments. If you're looking for a full off-court basketball training program, you can check out the Ultimate Athlete program at hoophandbook.com. Also, Position of Power, which is a 10-week strength training program at hoophandbook.com. Work on your game, DreAllDay.com.
Yo, what up? It's Big Brandon Carter from Highlight Workout. Work on your game.